Hi, my name is Greg Perkins. I'm the instructor for your Math 13 online class. This is the fall of 2023. So the first thing I'm going to do is go over how the class works, including the syllabus here. Hopefully you've got that. Otherwise, if you look on Canvas, there's a link over here to the syllabus as well as on the homepage. Okay, so I got an email up there, gperkins@hartnell.edu. I will have in-person office hours, Monday through Thursday, 10 to 11, if you want to come by there and get some help. It's in Building N. The room is called the Rotarium. And let me just show you on the map real quick. So if you go to the main campus and you go to the big parking structure, as you walk out of it, you're going to be looking at Building N. And then there's this room called the Rotarium, which is basically just a big study room. It could probably hold 20 people or so. So I'll be in there where the big red arrow is pointing. Okay, so that's 10 to 11, Monday through Thursday. Also, since this is online, you can make an appointment with me on Zoom. So you would just email me and say, hey, could we meet later today? And then I say, how about at 6 p.m.? And you say, great. And then I send you the link. So the homework is going to be done on MyStatLab. And I'm actually going to talk about MyStatLab in detail in the second half of the video. The first half, I want to talk about how the class works. The second half, how the MyStatLab works. You also need a Texas Instruments TI-84, or the older version is called TI-83. They both work great for statistics. And you can actually get one for free. If you don't already have one, you can check one out at the library. Let me just move this over, show you the Canvas homepage. So here's the Canvas homepage. So watch this video, and then there's the syllabus, the chapter reviews, which I'll talk about in a moment, and using this link, get a TI-84 from the library. So you will need to be logged into your Gmail account. So then that ensures that you are a Hartnell student, and then you fill out the form and you can check out a calculator for free. Now, if you're going to do that, you should do it right away, because although statistics students do have preference, there's only a finite number of those calculators, so you definitely want to get one before they all get checked out. All right, so let me just move down to here and just show you the types of things that you're going to be doing in this class. So there's the MyStatLab homework, 20% of your grade. There's participation quizzes, and these are done on Canvas, and they are every Wednesday. At the beginning, I'll just ask, how's the class going? Did you read the syllabus? And then the participation quizzes will have some math. But if you've been following the lectures and doing the homework, it's not going to be difficult. Then there's the chapter reviews. So at the end of every chapter, I've made up a 2-page chapter review, which I'll show you in just a moment. And then there is 2 projects. One is halfway through the semester, and one is at the end of the semester. Now, if you just go ahead and scroll to pages 2 and 3, so what I would do is either save this like on your desktop. I always save it on my desktop. You can't see it because it's over to the side, but I keep it on my desktop. And then I can just open and see, okay, what's due next? Next is Wednesday, participation quiz number 1 is due. So, or you could print it out. I actually keep a paper copy right over there, so that I am always right on top of things and know exactly what's due when. And all of the due dates are here for the whole semester. So I spaced out the class. So instead of like waiting till the end of the week and then having a whole bunch of stuff due, it's due every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, etc. So I took all the week's work and then I broke it up throughout the week. So you have a little bit due on Monday, a little bit on Wednesday, a little bit on Friday. And it goes that way all through the semester. And you can see all of the whole semester's worth of work is already laid out. Okay, so on Wednesdays, that's the participation quiz, which you would go into Canvas and do that. On Mondays, that's when the MyStatLab homework is due. And like I said, I'll talk about MyStatLab in the second half of the video. And then Oh, sorry. And then on Fridays, that's when the chapter reviews would be due. Now, there's going to be some times, like for example, if you look in here, we hadn't quite finished the chapter, so there's going to be some Fridays when there's nothing due. Yay! But anyway, mostly it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Okay. So notice in here, it does not say there's like a proctored exam or anything like that. Basically, if you can do the work, then you are going to pass the class. So one other thing I just need to do is I'm going to copy this. So this is when we go to look at the MyStatLab. I need this little code right here, and you will also, so that you get into the correct MyStatLab course. So let me just copy that. All right, so when you sign up for MyStatLab, one thing that's important is you can get free access for 2 weeks. So when you get to the page where it says pay for it, you can click temporary access, and then they let you use it for 2 weeks for free. All right, now let's look at the Canvas homepage. So this page right here usually will say, I will take the list of what's due, and then for the week, I will leave it right here on the front page. So whenever you open our Canvas class, then you see what's due. But the actual lectures and stuff, you go over here to modules. So when you look at the modules, first of all, there's like the syllabus we were just talking about. The chapter reviews are right here, and this is all of the chapter reviews for the whole semester. And you would just put your name on it. You would then write out your explanations in here. It's really best that you handwrite these. Because this is a math class, here at the beginning there are a lot of words and sentences, so you think, well, typing's easy, but it would be better to get in the habit of handwriting it, because when you go to do math, it's very difficult to type math. I've been doing it for 30 years. It's still difficult for me to type math and get it to look the way that I want. So it's much better to handwrite it. So if you've got a printer, it would be best if you could print it out. So there's 2 pages, first page, second page. And then it goes on to chapter 2 review. And you would just write out your answers in the space provided. If you have a tablet or something and you want to just put it on your tablet and then write it and then upload it to Canvas, that's fine. So whenever you go to turn these in, you will need to create a PDF. And if you're not sure how to do that, then just click on this link, how to create a PDF from your phone. So I actually didn't make these videos. Another community college teacher did, but I thought they were so good. And it also shows you how to do it for free, not with a paid app or something like that, but how to do it for free. So take a look at those if you aren't sure about how to make a PDF. And then when you've made the PDF, you would just go to assignments and then say, I'm ready to turn in the chapter 1 review. And right now, this is before classes even started. Right now it's August 26th, so this isn't actually live yet, but then there would be a button right about in here that would say upload your work. Okay, let me go back to the modules. So then I've also got a page which is basically that second and third page from the syllabus about what's due and when it is due. So I just basically put another copy of that right there. And then for what you'll be using the modules mostly for is, here's the notes and video for each and every section. So you could look at the notes as a PDF and read those. So you could go ahead and read those. Also, if you go back, I've got a video for each and every section.
Hi, my name is Greg Perkins. I am the instructor for this class, Math 13.
So it looks like I made that video 2 years ago. As you can see, both my background and my hair color have changed a little bit over the last 2 years. So anyway, I talk about what's in that section, go through definitions and examples, etc. And then the notes that I showed you are these right here. So if you want to print out those notes as a PDF and then write down what I talk about on those, or just do it on a separate piece of paper, whatever you prefer. Oops, I didn't need to go back to YouTube. I meant go back to the modules. All right. Oh, speaking of the notes, there are going to be 2 or 3 opportunities for extra credit, and that will be submitting handwritten notes that you took by watching these videos. Okay, so there's those videos, and then also, like at the beginning, I have some extra things like help with MyStatLab homework, how to use StatCrunch in case you don't have a TI-84, although it's better to use a TI-84. This little guy right here has almost all of the formulas that we're going to use in the class. They're already programmed in the calculator. So that's definitely very useful. So all of the notes and videos are there for each and every section. And then also like these extra ones, Chapter 3 homework help. Basically, quite a few students in the past had asked about that particular thing, so then I made a video. So there are some extra videos in there as well. So the idea is you would take a look at the notes, watch the video for section 1.1, and then you'd be ready to do the homework. Okay, so now we are about halfway through the video. If you want to take a break. Hey, how was your break? Oh, good. All right, so now we're going to talk about MyStatLab. So from the syllabus, I had copied this code, Perkins, whatever that number is, just copy that. And MyStatLab, which is created by the Pearson Publishing Company, they charge about $95. When you go to pay for it, if they say, do you want the cheaper version, which last semester was $95, or do you want the one that's going to last a whole year for $140, go with the cheaper version. Also, if you have credit at the bookstore or financial aid at the bookstore, then they have it also. You can just get it from the bookstore. Then when you sign on to MyStatLab, you type in the number that proves that you paid for it. Okay, now let's actually look at MyStatLab. So I copied that. I'm ready to go. So down, you can just go and Google up MyStatLab. And there it is, MyStatLab, and the company is Pearson. So if you've already used Pearson, you could just sign into your account. Or if you're new, you would just say register as a student. So you'll need an email address, and then the ID, which I copied from the syllabus, and then a way to pay for it. Now, when I do this, it's going to take me through the first step, which is you paste that Perkins 178.57 in there, continue. And then Pearson knows that I already have an account, so it's like, hey, you already have an account, don't create another one. So anyway, at this point, you would create the account, and then after that, they will say, okay, are you ready to pay for it? Well, that's where you can click the temporary access, and you get to use it for 2 weeks for free. If you do that, at the end of the 2 weeks, it's going to send you a reminder, okay, you now need to pay for it. And if you don't, then they will lock your account until you pay for it. When they unlock it, all of your work will still be there. They're not going to erase your work. All of your work will still be there. And then also when they lock it, they lock me out as well. So I can't see your grade while you're locked out. But once you pay for it and you're back in, then you can see your stuff, I can see your grades, and it just goes on from there. So let me just go ahead and sign in and show you the MyStatLab. Oh, that's interesting. Huh, it's never done this before. Okay, well that's good news. So they are pretending that I'm a new student. So there it is, Math 13, Fall of 2023. Like I said, here's the more expensive one, and then here's the cheaper one, $95. So use that one, pick the cheaper one. And then if you got an access code from the bookstore, then you'd use the access code. All right, now I need to actually log in this time. Here we go. and Math 13, and it's going to look like this. So we're using the MyStatLab for the homework and the textbook. Okay, whatever. And so basically what you can do is go over here to assignments. So personally, I don't pay attention to what this page says. I'm not even really looking at it. What I'm looking at is the assignments. So if you go to the assignments, then there's all of the homework assignments with all of the due dates, which match up with what I have on the syllabus. And you say, well, all right, well, I watched Perkins' video. I'm ready to do the homework. You just click on 1.1 and start doing the questions. Notice right here, you get 3 attempts per question. So if you miss it, you get to do it again. You miss it, you get to do it again. So you get 3 attempts. Let me show you. So let's go to question number 1, and it's multiple choice, and I just read the question very carefully, and it's answer B, O. So when you do get one incorrect, then they go ahead and try to explain to you what you should be thinking about. Or if it's more mathematical, they'll say, hey, maybe you should be using this formula. Please try it again. So then you can try again. Ooh, did you see that? Maybe it's because I'm the teacher, but it put a little green mark right here. Oh, yes, I got it right. Okay, so anyway, you do get 3 attempts. Something else I want to show you is Get More Help. So when you click on Get More Help, sometimes it has only this, which is only 2 things. Tech help, you should never need tech help. Tech help would be like you click you click D and it doesn't work. Like you keep clicking and it won't work. That would be tech help. It pretty much never happens. Ask My Instructor, this you should definitely use, because when they create these problems, they will change them slightly. So you and your friend are working together, you open the exact same question, and they look just slightly different. They're still asking basically the same thing, but like if it's got numbers in it, mine might have a 17, my friend might have a 19. So they're going to change the problem slightly. That's the reason why you should use Ask My Instructor, because then it's going to send me a copy of exactly what you were looking at, and then you can say, hey, Mr. Perkins, I don't understand where they got the 19 from, or whatever your question is. Okay, so please use the Ask My Instructor button right there if you have questions on the homework. Now, you also have access to the textbook, so you can open up the textbook, sort of depending on the internet connection. Sometimes this can take, oh, that wasn't bad at all. Sometimes it could take a little bit longer. And then, of course, you can make it bigger, and then you can scroll through and go to the next page. And then they also have these little buttons right here where you can watch a video. So sometimes they have these embedded videos. And obviously that's not me that made those videos, but they've got embedded videos as well as, oh, I didn't mean to close the whole textbook. So they've got embedded videos as well as practice problems and things like that. So it is an interactive textbook. So they've got the definitions, they've got examples, etc. I was looking for one where it says you practice. Yeah, you try it. That's what it's called. You try it. So when you do you try it, it basically gives you one of the homework questions, except when you go to do the homework, so this is just for practice right now, the bluish purple where it says try it is basically saying this is just for practice. And so when you go to do the homework question, it will probably be very similar, but they will change those numbers. Instead of it being 1,072, it might be 895, but the work is done the same. Okay, so that's the you try it. Now, I also wanted to show you over here, if you go to the multimedia library and you say, all right, I'm working on chapter 2, I'm working on section 2.2. And I want to see everything you guys have on section 2.2. And when you do that, they say, okay, well, you could look at the textbook. We have a whole lecture, which is 11 minutes. You could look at just examples where they have their video and they say, here's practice problems, and then they show you in a video form how to do it. They've got a PowerPoint presentation. They've got technology videos like how to use, right over here, how to use the TI-83 and TI-84. So in my videos, I also show you how to use the TI-83 and TI-84, but if you need some extra help, they've got videos for that. So I really like this multimedia library because then I can pick what I want to look at, basic concepts of a histogram. Let's watch that video. You know, stuff like that. All right, almost done. I just need to go back to assignments. And oh, and by the way, you don't have to, like, whenever you're working, it's saving your work. And then at the end of the week, I will go in and import your grades from MyStatLab to Canvas. So once you do a homework question, then it saves your work. You don't need to like send it to me or anything like that. So I was hoping to find one that requires a little more work. Like, let's see what this question would be. Oh, and one other thing is when you first sign up for the MyStatLab, it will check that pop-ups. So this is a pop-up window and your browser has to allow pop-ups. So I use Google Chrome, and when it asks for pop-ups up here in the right-hand corner, if it's blocking pop-ups, it'll be, I forget, like a little red icon, and I just click on that, and then it says allow pop-ups from Pearson. So then it allows the pop-ups. That way when I click on a question, it actually shows up. Now here's what I was trying to show you is right now this only has two things. Ask my instructor, which is very helpful. Tech help, you don't really need. Let me see if I can find one that has more possibilities. Okay, hold on, be patient, please. Let me find one that has more possibilities. Okay, there we go. So then if you want to use StatCrunch, and like I said in the modules, I made some videos on how to use StatCrunch. And so basically when you use that, it opens up the StatCrunch. It's just logging me in. And then here's the StatCrunch. And if there was like a long list of numbers in the problem, then they would have automatically put them right here for me. And so that I don't even have to type them in. So like I said, you would need to go back to the modules and watch the video where I show how to use the StatCrunch. The other thing I wanted to show you is this, view an example. So let's say that you tried this problem, or perhaps you read it and you're just stuck. Well, you can say view an example. And with view an example, it's going to be the same question, but they just change the numbers. So for example, this says an 84 point, if I can get it to highlight, this says an 84.1. In my original question, it said 74.8. So the work is going to be the same, the steps are going to be the same, they're just changing the numbers. And you can go through step by step, and they explain to you, okay, this is what you're supposed to do, here's the first step, here's the next step, here's the next step. You can also click print, and it's not that I'm going to print it, but I prefer to use this, because when you tell it to print it, you can then look at all of the steps at once rather than having to click continue, continue, continue. And then you can just see all of the work right there. And basically that's the same work as what you're supposed to do on the homework question. They've just changed the numbers. So that is very helpful. Now you might think, help me solve this. Well, hey, if you're going to do my homework for me, that's great. But basically what that does is it then takes the question you're working on, it then takes you through the same steps, but it asks you to fill in an answer. So it's more of a guided explanation. So they take you through the steps, but they want you to type in a number before you go on. And then you're still thinking, oh, great, because basically they're doing my homework for me. No, not really, because once you're done, then it's going to change the numbers in the original problem. So view an example, they leave the original question as it is, and then they show you an example with different numbers. With Help Me Solve This, they do it with the original numbers, but when you actually go to do the question, they're going to change the numbers. So personally, I just think view an example is better. Okay, so that's about it. Please let me know if you have any questions. You can email me, you can come to the in-person office hours, and have a great day.